Do you find this intro stimulating? This intro is probably just as stimulating as it was to see the Mandalorian and Grogu movie in theaters. The movie's been out for almost 2 weeks now as of posting this video, so if you haven't seen it yet, obviously there's going to be some spoilers here, but if you're a Star Wars fan, you've probably seen the movie already. If you're a light fan, you're probably just not interested in seeing it, but know about it. And if you don't know anything about Star Wars, you might not have even heard anything about this movie at all because of how culturally insignificant it is. Now, I'm not going to jump fully on the hate train because there are if I'm being, optimistic, if I'm giving both sides their fair shake, there was elements of the movie that were tolerable. I'm talking about some of the visuals were pretty cool. Obviously, we love to see, beloved characters returning, even if they weren't acting, like literally acting very well. I don't know if the little guy characters, editor, me, put the name of them up on screen or show a picture, but they were cute. And I don't know if they were like actually puppeteered or stop motioned or anything, but they had like this vibe of being like stop motion puppets. And I think Grogu is too, right? I'm looking at the audience here. At least he is sometimes, I think. So that was fun. I don't know. Some of the set dressing was fun, but basically the gist of my position, my opinion about the movie, is that it was just not worth making. It's not. So I heard some people saying like, "Oh, it's basically just a long TV episode." Like literally, as we were walking to into the theater, Ashley and I, we avoided spoilers like the plague. We hate being spoiled. It's the worst thing ever. And literally, as we were walking into the theater, someone is coming out of a different theater who had just seen the movie, and they're like, "Oh my god, it was basically just a long TV episode," which isn't a spoiler, but it's not a plot spoiler, but it's a vibe spoiler. And I didn't have high hopes, mostly because the marketing for this movie was very, very slim. There wasn't a lot of it. There was like a trailer or two that I'd see on the TV every once in a while. And there was some merch and stuff, but they really, I think to save money, they really underdid the marketing. So I didn't have high expectations because of that, but I also didn't know anything about the movie because of that too. So I went in basically neutral, but having no expectations. I didn't even know that Dave Filoni was a writer or a producer or something on it, which, typically he does a good job at making Star Wars stuff. But I feel like my theory with this is, and I didn't really enjoy the movie. I didn't hate it. It wasn't like a complete waste of time, especially because Ashley and I, who we're big Star Wars fans, we went and saw it on our anniversary. So it was fun to just have that to do, and we had a nice dinner beforehand. So it didn't blow the whole night, but I wouldn't see it again. I'm probably just going to forget about it, or at least forget the story, or lack of story. It really didn't even have a plot either. And yeah, my theory with it is that, because it seems like Disney and Star Wars is going to be going through a little bit of a switch up. I likened it to the things that are happening with Xbox nowadays. Not exactly. I don't think it's not a one-to-one, but it seems like they have heard some feedback from the fans and have canceled some projects, moved some things around, and I feel like by the time that this started happening within Disney and Star Wars, Lucasfilm, this movie was already in the works. It was already being made. So I feel like they were too far into production to cancel it or to change it or to improve it at all. So they just maybe did the best with what they could, They made it as low budget as possible, which I heard that this movie was the lowest budget Star Wars movie ever, which is interesting at least. But I think overall, they kind of just had to push the movie out and get it done to not lose money on the project. And it shows. It shows in the quality of the story at the least, because the quality of the CGI and the visuals wasn't horrible. There were some shots in the beginning which had Ashley and I concerned. We were like, this looks kind of bad. But obviously not every shot is going to be like looking its best. But yeah, my basically my main critique is that it didn't really have a story. It was very plot driven. It was like we're being plopped into some events that are happening. That was another thing. We weren't sure whether we were going to be coming off of the TV show, like whether the plot was going to be or the story was going to be wrapped up in the TV show, which I don't even remember what the last thing happened in that show. It's been a while now, and besides season 1 and 2, it's not my favorite Star Wars content ever made. But we weren't sure of that, or if it was just going to be a standalone story. It's a standalone story, but there isn't much of a story. Like, you're plopped into basically like a Star Wars fanfic scenario that involves the Hutts and Mando and some other characters. I guess one guy from a different series from Rebels or something, one of those older cartoons. And it's just like it's like this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and that. That's how the plot goes on. It's an and this type of movie. And I say that because I saw a TikTok today. Never heard that phrase before. I saw a TikTok. And it was one of the creators or writers of South Park. And he was basically saying, like, when you're writing a episode of or a story, you have to avoid having like a this and then this type of flow of a story. It has to be more like a this and therefore this, or this happens but something else happens, so therefore this happens, or the characters have to do this to figure out how to fix the problem or move the story along. This movie was just a this and then this and then this happens and then that happens and then this happens, like, and it was all being glued together basically by a loose plot with the Hutts of trying to help I think it was the Hutt, I don't remember the Hutt twins. Editor, put the names of the Hutt twins up. It was like their nephew was gonna be killed or something, and basically Mando has to like save him. So that's like the thin story going on in the background of this and this and this and this plot lowercase p plot. Oh my gosh. I'm not even really that enraged about it because I didn't have high expectations, and I feel like there is some kind of loose explanation with the change of trajectory with Lucasfilm and Disney and Star Wars going forward. And I think this movie kind of got caught in the crossfire, and it was also long too. Like, we were in there, this was a week after the movie came out. We were seeing it on the Friday after premiere. And we were in there with 6 people, including Ashley and I, or it was either 6 or 8. 2 people left before the movie ended. Like, they couldn't stick it out. So that kind of goes to show there was still like a half hour left, and we were seeing the late, it was like the 9:30 show. So you got to give it that. But people left because they didn't see the value in staying over the value of leaving and getting home earlier, which is a little bit sad. So I don't know. I would, juggling the visuals, which were sometimes okay, the fan service of just we're hanging out with beloved characters, but then there's bad acting, bad story, bad plot. The nephew Hutt editor, please put the name up. His voice was very hard to listen to, in my opinion. Usually the Hutts in Star Wars, they speak Huttese or Huttonese or whatever, and it's just an foreign alien language that sounds like a foreign alien language, and it's usually subtitled, but it adds to the vibes. It adds to the lore. It adds to the universe, the set and setting of Star Wars when you have like alien characters that you can't understand. And it's weird because the Hutt twins basically went back and forth between speaking Huttese and English. Spoiler, but the kind of the main the nephew that they were trying to save the whole time, he just spoke straight English, but he had like a generic like white man voice. Like, it wasn't even a foreign accent, which, you know, maybe some people would criticize if it was, and maybe it shouldn't be that way. So maybe that's a good thing. But it was very jarring to have an alien character who was actually in the original Clone Wars movie. It's the baby from the Clone Wars movie, the baby Hutt, which is also a really bad movie, but I got it on DVD, so that's fun. It's jarring to see an alien have an American accent, like an English American accent. So bizarre. But I think if I'm trying to be as fair as possible and not dramatize the rating at all, I would give it probably a 5 out of 10, because it's not a horrible movie. It's not a good or a great movie. It's basically right in the middle of between 1 and 10. A 5 out of 10 for this movie that grossed, that's making some cash, I think. The movie, I was gonna mention this at some point, but I kind of just started going. But it's got some mixed reviews. Fandango has got it at 88%, which I don't understand at all. 62 makes more sense than 7. It's definitely not a 7 out of 10. I would say it's a 5, because not even Mando, Pedro Pascal, not even Pedro could save this flick. His acting wasn't fantastic, because I don't think he wasn't made to try super hard. I feel like the fact that there isn't more people talking about it means that it's like literally just so middle, so mid, so average. It's not even infuriatingly bad. Like, that would at least be something. I'm glad it wasn't horrible. It just makes it so that there's not really much else to talk about it. So anyways, I just wanted to come on here and review it before it was out for too long and people had already made up all of their minds about it. Go see it. If you're a really big Star Wars fan and want to say that you've seen everything, watch it. Otherwise, you will literally forget about it in like a couple weeks after seeing it anyway, so don't even bother paying the exorbitant theater prices that we got these days. Thank you for watching. Sorry if the set is different and a little bit bland at the moment. As you probably might have seen in the last video, Ashley and I moved in together, and my whole computer setup here had to be moved. And now it's in here, and I have it floating in the middle of the room so I could have the camera set up better, and I have a light here. I'm going to be playing around with the angles and potentially even the placement of the desk. Not everything's finalized just yet, but I wanted the desk to be floating in the room instead of up against the wall, so that I can have the camera kind of positioned exactly where I want it. Get a light behind there too. Anyways, so expect changes with between each video. Also, after this one, I've been posting weekly on Thursdays for the last couple months now, I think. Things have been busy recently, so I haven't been posting videos like this as much, where I actually like have a topic that I'm going into. But I feel like I want to do a little bit more in-depth videos. I've been trying to kind of figure out what I want my content to be, and it's either going to be like super easy stuff like this, where I'm kind of just speaking off the dome and speaking opinion based about something, or it's going to be like I'm doing research into an idea or a topic, and I write maybe a little bit of a script, and I do a little bit of research, and I come here a little bit more prepared, maybe with some visuals like pulled up, maybe with some more thoughtful editing. So that might mean I might post a little bit less. I might post twice a month, once every 2 weeks. We'll see. But anyways, thanks for watching. I will catch you in the next one for another video. Hopefully Ashley's in it. She's not home at the moment, but she will be back tomorrow. So that's sick. All right. Catch you later. Bye-bye.